things are not going quite as they were meant to. We're here to change the wheels on Betty. This ends up getting a lot more involved. In this video, we are once again at Cambrian Classics, where we're going to be fitting some new tyres, there they are, to Betty, the Ford Fairmont here, my Australian barge. Deciding which wheels we're going with, that's coming later. And we're also going to give the underside an inspection, because back in September 2021, I had this car Known Rustproof protected. It's a fluid film sprayed in all the crevices, all of the undersides and everything. So we're going to see how that's holding up. But I must say at this point, that was September 21. The warranty on it is for 2 years. You should go back every 2 years and get it resprayed underneath. And I haven't done that because it's like an 8-hour round trip to go and see Rob at Known Rustproofing. But let's see how the old girl is holding up and fit some new tyres. So we're changing things up from the Continentals that were fitted to these Falcon ZX Eco Runs. You can see they are A-rated for wet weather grip. That's very important to me. Noise, not so much. This car is very well insulated, but there's a nice chunky pattern. There's certainly a lot more tread on there. The old tyres aren't terrible, but the wear is definitely down. I think probably below 3 mil. We can probably measure that. Bear with. So we have still got quite a bit of depth there. It's under 4, it's around 3 on the outside of the tyre. Let's get a reading right on the inside if we can. Yeah, so that's about 4 there as well on that side. The fronts were more worn than that, and one of them had a puncture, of course, which is what has hastened this decision. Yeah, so about 4 there. There is still some tread on these tyres, but I think given what this car behaves like when it's lacking grip, more grip can only be a good thing. So at the front we've got the XR8 wheels with a lower profile tyre, but there is a lot of tread on these tyres still. Yeah, look at that, we're still almost 8 mil of tread. So if you'd like some 215, what's the sidewall? 55, I think, on a 16. Yeah, there we go. They're only 4 years old. Let me know. I've got 2 with actual tread and 2 that are not so tready. There are further sounds of an MG BGT being titillated with various torture devices in that room. But the wheels are looking nice.
Yeah, they're really nice on the inside. You can see they've been refurbished recently.
Yeah.
There's yeah. Presumably that's when it was done.
Yeah, very nice. Before we go in the air, unfortunately we have got some areas of crispiness developing in a key rot spot on these cars at the top of the windscreen. It seems all right around the rear one so far, but one spot in particular is getting really quite nasty now. This is an area that was not treated when it was in for the rust proofing, but yeah, some extensive repair is going to be needed there, which is going to mean the windscreen is going to have to come out, and someone who's very good at not overheating metal is going to have to try and put some metal in. But yeah, but I could do with finding a windscreen, because this one's got this really great scratch in it and a sizable chip there as well. So if anyone knows where there's an AU windscreen in Europe, do let me know. Up she goes. That distinctive new edge styling even made it to Australia. And no, I still haven't refitted these, Adrian. I'm very sorry. Adrian has sent us many AU bits over the years. Right, here we go then, underneath the beast. Yeah, all good at the front. Looks like I've got a bit of an oil leak from somewhere. Oh gosh, really bad. Alternator is absolutely soaked. Is that power steering or is that oil? Yeah, we may need to try and find that one. Corrosion, yeah, could do with giving these a bit of a wire brush and a soak in. So we've definitely got surface rust over quite a portion of the underside. Like I say, it's over 3 years since it was done. Lots of places where the factory insulation has flaked away, but none of it has developed into serious corrosion. This is historic because we did have the seal here was leaking, so that's historic transmission fluid sprayage. So that should now be dry. Yeah, see the surface rust definitely starting to build up. Overall, oh, maybe that's a hole there, and maybe an actual hole. Yeah, I think we can call that one a hole. Much better on this side, where the under seal seems to have held up a bit more. Yeah, it's definitely a hole.
I don't know.
Sorry? Oh, hello. Why are you leaking?
Aluminium washer's probably corroded.
Ah.
Brake pads are getting low.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm trying to get a hold of discs. I need to measure the discs really, see where we can skim, or if they do need replacement.
It doesn't feel like a big step there.
Okay. Maybe worth a go.
Yeah,
we know someone who does that, don't we? Yeah. These are a notorious thing on AUs as well, but they seem to be all right. The anti-roll bar D bushes.
Those are poly.
Oh, okay.
They're purple, which is the Superflex Australian poly bushes.
Someone's already been here then.
Yeah.
Lovely wide air, all right. Looks like she probably had a steering rack at some point as well.
Didn't we do the gator?
We did.
Need to,
Yeah, that's a transit gator, I think, on this side. Yeah.
need to do a tighter cable tie on it. You lost the top of a Loctite bottle in your past.
Someone has, apparently. I don't think that was me. I've been there a while. Looking okay, but yeah, I found one small hole so far.
Oh, my weldy man's in the other room.
Just there.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Yeah. Because my plan is to spray some Alpha-Lan.
It's too late for that.
Yeah. Around the place, but I don't want to do that if there's an area that's going to need repairing.
Well, you can do it everywhere but there.
Mm-hmm. I've got the new dampers we fitted, but could really do with new rear springs as well, I think. I suspect there's more than a couple of bushes that are probably past their best on this rear suspension. So that's Pedder's dampers that came all the way from Australia. Oh, there's the fuel filter. I've never changed that. I must add that to the to-do list.
Yeah, it looks quite corroded.
Yeah.
We do it before it's a problem.
Again, with just a bit of surface rust there, and up around the rear cross member. So yeah, could have done with getting on this last winter probably. But not awful, I'm going to say. I think that many Welsh winters with no protection at all, she would have been left absolutely hanging. That's enough tortured MGB noises. We then had a slight issue with the centre caps. When Tim went to balance the new wheels, someone had really stuck the centre caps in with all manners of mastic and nastiness. We each had a go at removing the caps, and we each had a 50% success rate. So I now have 2 good caps and need to find 2 replacements. I think they are a fairly standard sort of a size, I hope. But yeah, mild annoyance. It's going to be time for those metal torturing sounds to come over to Betty here. So we've disconnected the battery, and I've taken the precaution of taking off this sill trim so we can get a better look at what's going on. We've got the space saver on just because I had to get her off the ramp to get the sill trims off. So we've got this bit here, which is not very pretty, but still solid. But thankfully, under the sill trims, it all still looks good. Right, Tim has been busy sorting the wheels out, getting them balanced. And here's something else he's been working on for a Beetle that's coming in. Some beautifully powder coated.
Yes, they were sandblasted and powder coated, and a set of Continentals.
Yeah.
And we managed to get a customer wanted good quality hubcaps. So actually, these are original ones that will put a coat of wax on the inside.
Yeah.
But even these being 40 years old will be better than having reproductions, because the chrome is so much better. So the car's currently on, I think they're Audi alloys or something. They don't look right at all. So they had the original set, but they were ropey. So we've restored these. When the car comes in for a service, we can do a swap over and
beautiful.
we're good to go.
Yeah, it looks lovely. Right, with a rock cut out, you can see there's an inner strengthener piece there. That had also gone crispy. So it all comes down to this point here. But we can see right inside the sill, a little bit of surface rust in there, nothing too serious. I do need to come back again because we've got bungs. So I can get the lance, I haven't got the lance with me today, into these holes so we can get right down the sections. I guess my next question is, do I put the sill trims back on or do I leave them off? We've got a little bit of rust here that needs dealing with as well. But would it actually be better to leave the sill trims off? But actually there's some slightly scabby bits. Oh no, they're all right. It's just dirt. Yeah, that's coming off. Maybe we'll just leave them off to avoid trapping stuff in places like this. The sill trims themselves aren't in great shape. All the mounting holes have ripped off. You can see how thin that outer edge is. In fact, there's a bit of one of them. So they have come off. Fortunately, I had to leave things there and go off and do a driving lesson with Little Miss Hubnut. That the driving test is looming in our future. We got to get the practice in. So Tim's fabricator welded a nice little repair, cut all the rot out of that bit of sill, and then a nice repair. It's been painted over the top, as you can see in these pictures, looking a whole lot more wholesome. But I think the Known Rustproofing did a great job. I think I left it way too long. I should have gone back and got my repeat spray back in 23, and I didn't do that. So we're now in 2025, just about. So it's the problem with those fluid films. They do need reapplying every couple of years. But certainly Australian cars, not the best protected against rot because they don't need to be. So I think it's done very well. That's 3 winters now, 3.5 winters, because we're still in the middle of this one. Yeah, we are very pleased. With the welding done, or actually before the welding, I just ignored the bit that was going to be welded. I've been using the Alpha Lan from the same people who make Bulldog BDX, one of these lanolin based, from sheep wool products. Gives long-lasting, effective protection, easy to apply. And it certainly is. Ideally, you would not be doing it in the depths of winter. The underside of the car was not spotlessly clean. It's just impossible at this time of year. Yeah, I kind of focused mostly on anywhere I could see surface rust, the brake pipes, things like that, and any panel joins as well, because hopefully that will kind of seep in and offer protection. But I did the entire underside of the car. I apologise there's no footage. We did get really squeezed for time in the end. But huge thanks to Tim once again. It was not the easiest of days yesterday. We've done so much work to improve that car, and his bill was very reasonable, so thanks Tim, really appreciate that. But it is about time we spent some money on Betty. But obviously, as you can see, we've got other issues. There's the engine oil leak, could be the tensioner, brakes still need going over. There's always something to do, but let's discuss that more with the car herself and the final look. So there you go, the final reveal. Betty is on her new wheels. I did go for the XR8 wheels. You knew that already, and I'm very happy with the result. I think she looks absolutely fantastic on them. And now we've got the decent sidewall all the way around. 60 series tyres on every corner. So I've gone for Falcons because the Falcons were very good value for money, and we got a special deal on them, but mostly we went for them for the A rating. I look forward to putting them through their paces in the coming days. But another major thing we've done is we've taken off the side trims. It's primarily so we can clean these sills up, because you can see all the muck is hidden underneath the sill covers and it's held against the sills. It's not ideal, that's not very good for them. So we're going to give these a good clean up, and then we've got to decide whether to put the trims back in or whether to leave the trims in the boot. These are the trims, they are a bit knocked about in places, they're not in the best shape. Some debate as to whether it would have had these from new. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't have had this. This is a Japanese space saver that my friend Eddie gave me. Sadly flat, we've discovered. So there's no air left in that, but that's okay because we've now got a full-size spare wheel. So finally in the boot I can put the full-size rim and have a full-size spare again. Makes me feel much happier. But yeah, what do you reckon, folks? The new look, not my Volkswagen LT, with no sill trims and the new wheels. I think the wheels go perfectly with the boot spoiler, and generally I'm really happy with how she looks now. Should be an awful lot easier to clean as well. Happy days. We do still need to find our centre caps, so rumoured to be shared with other Fords, so we're actually missing the centre caps on this side, sadly. But yeah, interesting times ahead. That's not rust, it's just mud. We just need to give the whole car a good clean. I'm putting it off at the moment because obviously certain parts of the underside have just been painted, so are still very, very fresh. But yeah, I think she's looking absolutely fantastic. Longer term, the big issue here is what do I do with this car? Again, this car drinks so much fuel around here. The computer at the moment says 20 litres per 100 kilometres. That's 11 mpg. That is winter use locally. She's not really getting properly warmed up. We're doing a lot of hill climbing. It's atrocious, absolutely appalling. Desmond the Canary is generally doing 48 mpg on a tank. It's an awful lot better. That's about 4 litres, oh sorry, 4.9 litres per 100 kilometres. Desmond is sipping the fuel, and Bella, when she's back in action again, hopefully next week, also much better on fuel. So yet again, I'm thinking, is this a luxury too far? Obviously, I've got so much history with this car. It is the car we bought on the other side of the world and bought all the way to the UK. It's the stupidest souvenir I've ever bought, and I'm very fond of it. But is it a luxury too far? We got a lot going on this year. There are other cars I want to own as well. I kind of thinking that we need some big names to go to make space for new arrivals. There's so many vehicles I still want to tick off. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Really, this car needs a body refurb. The rot around the top of the windscreen is a bit on the back arch, but I may try and get something on today. We need to do stuff. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Genuinely don't. It's really hard to know what to do. I cannot afford to keep everything I've ever owned. I just don't have the luxury of that. We don't have the space here. I can't afford the road tax and insurance. We've got cars sitting around on cost ground because we can't afford to put them back on the road. Not ideal. So yeah, slightly mixed feelings at this stage. We've done over 46,000 kilometres, I think we're up to now in this car in the UK. We did 8,000 in New Zealand. So I've many, many happy memories of this car, but yeah, I'm not a millionaire. We can't afford to keep everything. There's some very hard decisions to be made. They're not going to be made today, but for 2025, I've got a lot of thinking to do about the fleet, I think. But for now, I'm very happy she's on decent rubber again. An interesting conclusion to things, but she's looking great, but is it realistic to own an Australian car that slurps juice here in the UK? Yes, interesting times ahead. Oh, just quickly, I will say LPG, it's a no-go. There's nowhere to put the tank because I can't compromise boot space, and there's no advantage really. Petrol is 30% a litre more expensive than LPG around here, and that's where you can get it. LPG is in very short supply around here. So I think it'd be a lot of expense to convert the car to use a fuel that is not very much cheaper and saves us nothing. So yeah, interesting times, but happy for now. So thank you for watching. We have still got, no longer with blue, but we have got Betty hoodies available on the store, hubnut.org. And yeah, thank you very much for your support. Also the lovely maroon beanies. We'll see you in a future video. Farewell. The dogs are now fighting. You lot are trouble. You're trouble. You know that? Here I am trying to film, and you especially, Dot. You are a little tearaway. You are. You're a little tearaway. You're a little monkey.